Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to be talking about why most people won't become rich. I'm going to talk about 5 habits that I believe, in my own opinion, keep most people broke. So, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, be sure to. That'd be dope. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, obviously, to try to monetize. Be straight up. No beating around the bush. I want to hit 1,000 subs and 4,000 hours of watch time to monetize. Simple as that. So like and subscribe if you like the content. If you don't, appreciate you watching anyways. So why most won't become rich. Talking about 5 habits that keep most people broke. I found this article by Jonah Malin from January 9th, 2020. Why 99% of people will never be rich. I like this first quote here. We command our wealth, we shall be rich and free. If our wealth commands us, we are poor indeed. I could wrap this video up with just that quote. Basically, like quote saying, if you control your money and you tell your money what to do, right? And that money, usually if you're telling your money what to do, it's to make more money. That's how a lot of people become wealthy. We shall be rich and free. Now, if our wealth commands us, we are poor indeed. Meaning, if you are working for your money every day, day in and day out, and it's controlling you, 9 times out of 10, it's saying you're going to stay poor. Edmund Burke said it best. Don't know him, like the quote though. And I like this first paragraph here. Over the past couple of years, I have begun to realize that most people's understanding of wealth is wrong. We often assume that in order to get rich, it is important to make more so we can spend more. A promotion to the office means a raise in a new car, or a lucky investment means a wardrobe change. And that's my first order of business. My first reason why most people stay broke is they're trying to keep up with everybody. They want the fancy car, the nice apartment, the nice clothes, and nice shoes, you know, the Rolex, the little ice on the wrist. You know what I'm talking about. People want what makes them look rich, but they don't want to put that money. I'm getting ahead of myself. First reason why people stay broke is they're trying to keep up with everyone. You know, it's a cycle. You get paid, you go home, you get that to put that paycheck in the bank, and you go buy something that you've wanted. Now, is that wrong? No, it's not wrong. But, you know, when you live that paycheck to paycheck cycle, you get caught in the rat race. Going to work for 2 weeks or a month or however often you get paid, getting that paycheck and spending it on something. Whether that be, like I said, the old rollie on the wrist, baby. I don't know what you're buying, but I don't know if it's you, but a lot of people have lost a lot of time. You're wasting time buying that stuff, because what is that stuff? Is it nice to have? Absolutely. I'd love to just go buy anything I wanted. But the rich don't do that. So the next reason why people don't make money or don't become rich, right? And when I say people don't become rich, you don't have to be, I don't believe you have to, be a multi-millionaire to be considered rich. If you can live your life the way you want to on $60,000 a year, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't have to have millions in the bank. I think being rich is when you have time to do what you want. And I think probably a lot of millionaires, I'm not a millionaire, but I want to be one. And I think the reason why most people want to become millionaires is to have time. They don't, when you want to become a millionaire, it's because you want freedom, not because you want money. Now, there's some people who are driven completely by money, and that's a sickness in itself. Anyways, my next reason why people don't become wealthy is they don't invest in assets, guys. You gotta be investing in assets to become wealthy. Here's an article I found by Ramit Sethi. I don't know if that's the way to pronounce his name, but October 8th, 2019, this article was published. And it says, below are 7 income-producing assets that you can invest to start earning passive income. Another big reason why, to become wealthy, I believe that wealth has to come from passive income. Because when you're working hours to make that money, you're not free, right? When you're rich, you're free. I should say wealthy. To become wealthy. Wealthy people are free. Rich people can be free, probably, but they continue to work for money. Anyways, and I'm sorry if you can hear my dog barking in the background. I don't know what she's doing. Anyways, here's 7 assets you can own right now, right? You could, not necessarily, but CDs you could go to the bank and own tomorrow. Bonds, same thing. Real estate investment trusts, same thing. And I'll go through what each of these are here in a bit. Dividend yielding stocks, property rentals, peer-to-peer lending, which I actually just learned about, and creating your own product, which would be your business. And I want to touch on creating your own product because my third reason is because people don't invest in themselves. And I believe when you start a business, that's you investing in yourself, right? Or, there's other ways to invest in yourself, but I believe a business is one of them. To invest in who you think you can be, really, if that made any sense. Probably didn't. But investing in yourself, in creating a business where you can earn income, that's another way people aren't, pushing through to that freedom status, this rich status we're talking about. They don't invest in themselves. Okay, so let's just take a look at a couple of these assets. Asset 1, certificates of deposit. A CD is a low-risk financial investment offered by banks. You loan the bank money for a certain amount of time, which it says here is known as the term length, and you gain interest on that money. So I don't know what the rates of CDs are right now, I guess. But say that, like I said, low risk. So if it's a low risk, it's low reward, right? So I think CDs would be in that 1% to 2%. Could be wrong. Could be more. Could be less. I'm sure it's more than a savings account, but it's not as much as like a dividend stock, right? Interest rate varies on how long you're willing to invest. So the longer you loan the money to the bank, the more you can earn. Few drawbacks: inflation's gonna beat CD rates, low aggressiveness. If you're young, you can be more aggressive, right? Take more risk. This is not risky. There's not a big potential. You're gonna get that return, but it's not gonna be big. Length of investment: you're gonna have cash tied up for how long? I mean, depending on CD length, it's a long time, right? Asset number 2, bonds, which are a lot like CDs. You're loaning money to the bank, you're giving it to the bank, and then you're loaning money to the government or a corporation. Work just kind of like CDs, stable, guaranteed return, but they're smaller, low risk, low reward, right? I don't know bond rates. I don't own any bonds. I probably should, because I keep hearing all these other investors own bonds. I don't, but I'm just starting. So number 3, one of my favorites, real estate investment trust, a REIT, as we in the biz like to call them, and I'm not in the biz, but I do own a couple REITs. If you've watched some of my other videos like Store Capital and Simon Property Group. REITs are like mutual funds of real estate. They're a collection of properties operated by a company, aka a trust, that uses money from investors to buy and develop real estate. They're great for getting into real estate if you don't want to go buy real estate, right? You can go buy REITs at, anywhere from, I'm sure, probably $10-15 a share to probably hundreds, Like I said, I own a couple. I enjoy them. They pay monthly, or one of them does, one of them doesn't. And I enjoy them because they give me that dabble into real estate, but I don't have to deal with real estate, right? I want to get into my own type of real estate property, like we're going to be talking about, but I haven't yet. Risky income producing assets. I don't know what it's talking about there. Oh, the following are more risky. So those were the less risk, and now we're into the more risky. Dividend yielding stocks, they say, are pretty risky, which they can be, and they also can't be. Says these are known as blue chip stocks. They pay shareholders to own their stock. They pay each quarter in dividends, quarter or monthly. Well, I guess mainly REITs are monthly. I do own an oil stock that pays monthly. Pembina pipeline pays monthly actually, but it's not a blue chip or anything. Many investors like to add a few dividend-paying securities via blue chip stocks, blah, 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 blah. Stuff. Things in that paragraph. I love dividend stocks. If you've watched any of my other videos, you know that I am a dividend stock investor. Every stock I own actually pays a dividend, or usually does. Wells Fargo does still pay a dividend, if you can call it that, because I got $3 last quarter for holding about 40 shares. Delta Airlines, I hold them. They don't have a dividend right now. It's suspended. I'm still holding them. There was a couple other ones that I had that I sold that had suspended their dividend because of the old COVID-19. But I love dividend stocks. They're my favorite thing. I'm just starting in them. I've actually, like in the past month, I think I've made like $65 on dividends, and I love to see it. If you don't want to go into single stocks, though, here's just some suggestions. Vanguard Dividend Appreciation Fund. I'm not saying to go buy these. And by the way, nothing in this video is financial advice, strictly entertainment. So I'm not saying to go buy any of these. I actually don't know. I actually am not familiar with any 4 of these. I do know a few dividend index funds, like dividend stock index funds, but I don't know these ones. VDAIX, VHDYX, VDIGX, PRDGX. Could be great. I don't know. I'm not saying they're not. I'm not saying they are. I'm not saying they're not. Vanguard, is always good to go with. T. Rowe Price, bank. I don't know much about that, and I don't know much about any of those index funds. So there's a tangent of me talking about something I don't know about right here. The next one, property rentals. I'm not in property rentals. I want to be someday. I looked at a few houses recently that I'd like to get in on, but haven't. Anyways, I better speed this up. Property rentals. You buy a house, an apartment building, anything of the like, and you rent it out, right? Pretty self-explanatory. A lot of millionaires have been made in the real estate business, not just property rentals, other types of real estate too, like buying and selling and stuff like that, fixing up other things. But you can make a lot of money from renting out property, owning properties and renting them out. You get every month, but there's a lot to go into that too, because you have tenants that might not pay. You have damages that could happen. Your pump goes out and stuff starts flooding. I'm just talking about things I don't know about. I don't know what kind of pump's going to go out and make you flood, but your house floods. The toilet backs up, floods the whole upstairs. You got to replace the floor. You're pissed. You're like, God damn it, why did I buy this? This place sucks, right? But you know what? You fix the floor, you fix the shitter, and then you make passive income again, right? I mean, you got to get through the bumps in the roads and stuff like that, and stuff like anything. Just like stocks. You buy a stock, goes down 10% the next day. Well, it still pays a dividend. Still hold that baby. Still pay you. I know a lot about it because a lot of stocks I'm holding have gone down, but they still pay me. They'll come back up. We're still in a pandemic. We'll be good. All right, peer-to-peer lending. I just learned about this, also known as crowd lending. Allows investors to essentially act like a bank. You loan money to others via peer-to-peer lending, and later they pay you the money back with interest. Pretty handy. I mean, you act like a bank, you know, loaning out money, and then you get a little interest off the top, you know, kind of nice. I've heard of stuff like this, but I myself probably would never. I would probably never do it, to be quite honest. Kind of cool. Creating your own product, which is kind of like creating your own business, right? Ebooks, online courses, podcasts, webinars. You know, those sound kind of lame. You could invent a fucking car that runs on water, man. 70s show. That's 70s show. You know what I'm talking about. Great show. But creating your own product, you know, making your own business, investing in yourself, and, you know, making money off that. Those are some assets that you can invest in. And this last one's kind of like investing in yourself, like I talked about earlier, and I'm down for talking about it again. Anyways, my third reason, and I'm just kind of going to talk here, might just leave it on. Have I talked about this? How most millionaires got rich? I don't think so. But anyways, I'm going to touch on my next reason why people don't, you know, become millionaires is they jump all over, right? They don't stay focused and they don't stay motivated. A lot of millionaires, I guarantee you, have had a set goal, you know, a set goal in mind for years, and they don't jump all over the place. They don't switch businesses. They don't switch avenues. They stay down the path and they achieve their goals. And that was just a quick one I wanted to touch on. Reason 5. Another reason that I think people don't become millionaires or rich or whatever I'm trying to say here is they chase the wrong things, right? They want to be rich because they want the fast cars, the women, the money, the whatever they want, you know. They're chasing things that I'm not saying aren't attainable, but aren't feasible, maybe. You know, things that aren't going to enhance your life. You're not going to give back. You're thinking about yourself. And I just think when you're in that thought process, you're not going to tend to make it, really. And it's just all of these are my own opinion, obviously. But when you're in the wrong mindset, I don't think you have a great chance of becoming a millionaire, or becoming wealthy, not just a millionaire. This last article I want to look at is how most millionaires got rich. This is kind of my last topic before I end the video. It says there are 2 types of millionaires, self-made and those born into wealth. And it actually says here 88% of millionaires are self-made millionaires. Revealed current millionaires are on average 61 years old with $3 million in assets. Let's see. What are the best ways to become a millionaire? It says the top 10% of U.S. income earners are gaining wealth from business, farm, and or self-employment income. Half of their income comes from wages through business, and the other half comes from interest, dividends, and capital gains. One path to consider is having multiple streams of income, yada, yada, yada. Anyways, 30% of millionaires say they are preserving their wealth, while 20% want to increase it. I'm kind of rambling. I'm just kind of drawing a blank right now. How most millionaires got rich. You know, hard work. I bet it's a lot of hard work and grinding. How most millionaires got rich. There's a lot that got rich through real estate, stock market, plenty of other things. But I'm going to end this video. Hope you guys liked it.